What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video from the Scalar Learning channel on SAT Math. And now we are finishing the May 2021 International SAT, as everybody has been requesting. So this is one, again, that has been officially released, so it's all good to be doing it and showing it to you guys and teaching it to you guys. Now, if you're new to the channel and new to these videos, I'm taking this test for the first time in real time. So I haven't seen the questions. I'm just doing it fresh so you can see an authentic test-taking experience. You can see me think on my feet and problem solve in real time. And that's the other important component, is that I'm not giving you drawn-out explanations. This is all fitting within the time frame. As you'll see, I'm going to complete it within the allotted 55 minutes. And then, of course, since I haven't seen it before and I don't know the answers, we're going to check the answers together at the end, make sure I didn't make any mistakes. If I do make any mistakes, I'll, of course, go through them with you guys and explain them. All right, here we go. We are going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. All right. Figure not drawn to scale. In the figure shown, line T intersects lines L and K. Which additional piece of information is sufficient to prove that lines L and K are parallel? Okay. We need to, okay, let's see. So it's going to be, it's not about these being greater or less than 90. It has something to do with equal angles. If we say W is equal to Y, no, that doesn't help because those are just vertical angles. Those have to be equal. It's therefore got to be D. But the reason why is because if Y and Z are congruent, that means that the corresponding angles are congruent, means the lines have to be parallel. It's an interesting question. All right, the scatter plot shows the average price per square foot of a house in the United States each year for several years. Line of best fit is shown. Okay. So they're showing the average price per square foot, and it looks like it's obviously rising over the years, which makes sense, almost like a linear relationship. Cool. The line of best fit predicted that the average price per square foot in 2001, let's draw in 2001 is right here. In 2001 would be $76. Yep, that matches up. What is the difference between the predicted value and the average price and the actual average price in 2001? Well, the average price is this value, which is 72. So 76, 72 is $4. Okay, number 3. What is the solution to the given equation? All right, it's 8. Not even going to do anything because, look, if we're trying to get this equal to 0, 8 minus 8 is 0. 0 cubed is still 0. Boom, done. Number 4, cost of some steps. 98. Cost of some steps to publish a manuscript can vary, as shown in the table. So acquiring an ISBN, that's the little barcode number. Minimum, maximum cost per manuscript. Oh, it's the same. Okay, got it. Minimum, maximum, average, minimum, got it. Evan writes 30 manuscripts and wants to get them published. What is the minimum cost in dollars for professional review? Okay, so professional review, we're talking here. What is the minimum cost in dollars of professional review of, okay, so 30. And then we're just talking about the review. So if he wants the minimum cost, we'd be using the cheapest one, which is $250. And that's, of course, $7,500. You can use a calculator because this is the calculator section, but that's pretty straightforward, I believe. Let me just think about it one more time. Professional, what is the minimum cost for professional review? $250. And he's got 30 manuscripts. Boom. What is the minimum cost in dollars for, they just want the review, so I'm not calculating anything else. So yeah, I think we're good. These probably are including this extra cost is my guess. Maybe not though, but all right. Number 5 is on the next page. Which of the following graphs could represent the relationship between the number of manuscripts and the cost of acquiring ISBNs for the manuscripts? Now, the cost is always 125 per manuscript. So we should have a constant slope of 125 over 1. Okay, let me get the right zoom back in. Hold on. 1. There we go. So, and by the way, it should start at the origin. Okay, all of them start at the origin. This one's out because it doesn't intersect 125. You see, let me just get the question displayed. It doesn't intersect 125 at 1. This one does. This one looks correct. It's probably B, but let's just discount the other ones first. 1. See, this is a cost of 250 for 1. That's out. And this would be a cost of 400 for 1. That's out. So B is the winner. We're just going to double check the table one more time. So the ISBN is always 125. Just make sure I got that number right, and we're good. Let's go to number 6. Water quality managers estimate that a population of algae initially covered X square miles of water in a nearby river. Okay, after a period of time, the algae grew to cover 375% of its original value, aka 3.75 times X. Which of the following expressions represents the area of water in square miles of the algae covered after this period of time? Boom, I already got it. So 3.75. Because if we're doing 375% of its original area, that's like multiplying by the decimal equivalent, which is 3.75, and we're good. Number 7. The nutrition information for a chicken noodle slip. Hold on, let me just double check. I'm not going too fast. This would be 37.5%. This would be something huge. Okay, we're good. The nutrition information for a chicken noodle soup recipe is shown in the table. One batch of soup consists of 6 servings. One batch. 1 serving. Okay. So this is the same as 6 cups. The total calories in 1 serving is 203% of calories from fat. Okay. You see, I'm always taking my time to understand this information. Approximately how many calories from fat are in 1 serving of the soup? How many calories? So we got 7 grams. So percent of total calories from fat. So it's 30% of 203. Let's just use a calculator. 30%, aka 0.3 of 203 means multiply. We get 60.9, approximately 61. Okay, number 8. The total cost to make 1 batch of soup is $20. What is the approximate cost per calorie? Okay, hold on. 1 batch. How many? 1 batch is 6 servings. Got it. So 1 batch is 6 servings, and that's 203 calories. 203 calories times 6 first. Then I get the number of total calories in a batch, which is 1,218. And then we want, what is the cost per calorie? See, this is what I like to do is when I say, hey, cost per calorie, it's cost divided by calorie. That per is like, basically you can interchange it with division symbol. So it's 20 divided by this, but they want it in cents. So $20 is actually 2,000 cents. So 2,000 divided by 1218. I already know it's going to be this, but let's just do it on the calculator anyways. 1, 2, 3 divided by 1218 is, yeah, 1.64. They rounded down. Okay, number 9. What is the value of x that satisfies the given equation? If you want to plug and chug, you can. I can tell it's got to be -1 because if I plug -1 in, I get 0 equals 2 times 0, which is 0. The other way you could do it is distribute and say x plus 1 equals 2x plus 2. Subtract x from both sides. We get 1 equals x plus 2. Subtract 2, and you get x equals -1. Both are valid ways to solve it. In the xy plane, what is the y-intercept of the line? Okay, y-intercept is that guy, 0, 4. That's it. Now, this is in mx plus b format, so the slope is -2, the y-intercept is 4, but it's not 4, 0, it's 0, 4, because think about it. When you're having a y-intercept, it's on the y-axis. And what is the value of x on the y-axis? 0. 11, the graph of the linear function f is shown. Which of the equations defines f? Okay, I can do this really quickly. The slope is going, see, it's up at 2 and then goes down to 0. So the slope is -2 over 1. So that means the slope of -2. So these have the wrong slope, and it's a y-intercept of 2. So in y equals mx plus b format, y equals -2x plus the y-intercept, which is 2, which is this guy. Now, just to double check, we're going to take these 2 coordinates and plug them in, make sure it's correct. If I plug in 1, I get -2 plus 2 is 0. That's correct. If I plug in 0 for x, I get 0 plus 2 is 2. It's correct. All right, confirmed. Number 12, a speed of 60 meters per second is equivalent to z meters per minute. Okay, hold on. So 60 meters per 1 second, and now let's convert it to minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my, a unit ratio. So I'm converting seconds. So see how it's seconds on the bottom, so I need seconds on the top so they can cancel out, to minutes. And then I need an equivalency because this is a unit ratio, meaning it equals 1. Well, how many seconds equals a minute? 60. So 60 to 1, cancel, cancel. And now I can have 30, wait a minute. Yeah, 3,600 meters per 1 minute. And so if it's Z minutes, so it's 3,600. Let me just make sure that makes sense. 36. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. 13. E equals this, V equals this. We got two equations. Given equations are two different models that can be used to find the value in dollars of a particular car T years after it was purchased. So let me just understand. So both of them start at 18,000. This is like a depreciation of 15% each year. This is exponential, which is probably more accurate. This is a linear depreciation of 2,000 each year. All right. Which of the following statements correctly compares the values of E and V for this? Okay. E is always less than V. Well, it's probably not true because I can already see, like in the first year, I just know this is not true because they're not decreasing at the same rate. So we can't say that. And you know that the other thing is because this is going by a percentage, this is never going to go to 0. This is going to go to 0 in 9 years, right? So we can't say that E is always less than V. And I can probably, okay, we should probably prove it though, that actually could be technically, but I'm sure it's not, but we'll prove it like this. In 1 year, 18,000 times 0.85 is 15,300. See, the first year, it decreases by 2,700. The first year, this decreases by only 2,000. So E is, after 1 year, E is greater. So this is out. E is always greater than, as I already talked about, that's not true. E is initially greater, yes, but then eventually becomes less than V. And yeah, I mean, you could graph these functions and I could show you that, but this is pretty much definitive right here. And then if we multiply it again by 0.85, then it's at 13,005. This one would be at 14,000. Multiply it again by 0.85. 11,000, that would be at 12,000. 5. 9,000, this one would be at 10,000. 0.85 again. See, now they're getting closer. This is 7,900, that's 8,000. And then now here's where it changes over. This one would drop to 6,000. This would be above it. Oh, sorry, guys. I gotta turn this off. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Video premiering and it kind of came in the middle. All right. We're going to keep it rolling. 14. The table shown summarizes 100 items by type and category. One type C item will be selected at random. What is the probability? Okay, 1 second. Let me get my bearings here. The table shown summarizes 100 items by type and category. One type C will be selected at random. So we're already, like, look, you have to understand when they say something like this, we're not looking at everything anymore. They said a type C, so we already know we're selecting something out of C. Will be selected at random. What is the probability that the selected item will be in category 3? So it's out of that total of 48, not out of the 100 anymore. So what's the probability that it'll be category 3? It is 19 out of 48. So watch that language very carefully. 15, Henry buys 2 boxes of blue pens and some boxes of black pens. Henry has 2 boxes of blue pens. Okay, and some boxes of black pens. Each box contains 10 pens. So we've got 20 blue. So he must buy 30. Well, must it be 30 black? Because if they all contain 10, and yeah, I guess. Okay, the equation 10 times x plus 2 equals 50 represents the situation. This is so weird. Which of the following best interpretation of the expression? Oh, yeah. X plus 2 is the total. Okay, I get what they're asking. So yes, it is 3 boxes of the black. But they're saying that this represents the number of black pens. This is the number boxes of black pens. This is the number of boxes of blue pens, the 2, and it's 10 for each. So that's why this has to be 3. But the x plus 2 in the expression, x alone represents black, 2 represents blue, so the x plus 2 represents the total boxes of pens. Nope. Yes, the number of boxes of pens that Henry buys. No, because that's 2. Nope, because that's just x, not x plus 2. For the linear function f of 6 equals 4, and okay, so that's when, as soon as I'm seeing this function notation, I know it's linear, I know it's a coordinate, right? So when x equals 6, y equals 4, and the graph y equals f of x has a slope of 1/2. Okay, we want to put this into slope-intercept form, but we got a point, we got a slope. Guess what? Let's use point slope. So y minus y1, which is 4, equals m, which is my slope, times x minus x1, which in this case is 6. I'm just plugging these in. Distribute. 1/2 x minus 3 equals y minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. Y equals 1/2 x plus 1. And there it is, 1/2 x plus 1. Now I know the slope is right. I'm going to now just double check and plug in again. 6 times 1/2 is 3 plus 1 does indeed equal 4. We're good to go. 17. Crawford County, Iowa is shaped like a rectangle. The length of the county, here, let's draw a rectangle. As soon as I hear a rectangle, I'm drawing a rectangle. The length of the county is 6 miles longer than the width of the county. Oh, wait, they used x. Hold on. Let's use x. X is the width. The length is 6 miles longer than the width. If A is the area of the county in square miles and x is the width in miles, which equation best models the area of the county? It's width times length, so x times x plus 6. Let me just make sure I didn't make a mistake, because I've almost gotten one of these wrong before by not reading carefully. So Iowa is shaped like a rectangle. The length of the county, the length, so this is length. The length of the county is 6 miles longer than the width. And x is the width. Okay, I think I got it. Exactly how many solutions does the given equation have? It has only one. Now, the reason why is because normally absolute values will have 2. It's never going to have 3. Definitely not going to have 0, because I know -3 is a solution. But normally they'll have like 2 solutions, but when it equals 0, it's just 1. Now I'll prove it to you. Normally we bifurcate and we'll be like, all right, first we need to do x plus 3 equals 0, x plus 3 equals -0. But we can't do a -0 because, I mean, it's the same as 0. So now it's just down to one solution, and x equals -3. Look at this, another box and whisker plot. I've been telling you guys, I've been seeing these more and more and more, and now it's on this one as well. The box plots above shows the distribution of 2 data sets. Which of the following statements must be true? The minimum value of numbers in data set A is wrong. The minimums are both 20. The range of data set A is wrong. The ranges are the same, because the range goes from this point to that point. Data set A has more data values than data set B. We have no idea. Probably not. I mean, it looks the same. The median of data set A, that's this line, is greater than the median of data set B. That's that line, and that's true. Okay, 20. In a tournament for 64 teams, each game is played between 2 teams. In a tournament for 64 teams, each team plays 1 game in the first round. Each team plays 1 game in the first round. 64 teams. Each game is played between 2 teams. Each team plays 1 game in the first round. Hold on. I'm trying to make... Okay. For all rounds, the winning team of each game advances to play in the next round. So, like, this is like... if there's 64 teams, first there's 64, then half of those people will be winners. The next round will be 32. Half of those will be 16, then 8, then 4, then 2, then 1. You know what I'm saying? Until we have the final winner. Okay, how many teams remain to play in the 4th round? Okay, looks like 8. But let's just double check. Let me make sure I understood it. The winning team of each game advances to play a game in the next round. The losing team is eliminated. Okay, so this is the 1st round. Teams remain to play in the 4th round. So there's 64 teams. Here's the 2nd round. We got 32. 3rd round, we have 16. 4th round. Yeah, I mean, pretty sure I did that right. 21. For a certain type of aircraft, the ratio of thrust in newtons, for a certain type of aircraft, the ratio of thrust to weight is 27 to 100. If an aircraft has a weight of this, which is the following is close to... Okay, so this is just a proportion. So this is how I like to do it. thrust to weight equals, and then on this side, thrust is on top, but that's what we're trying to solve for so that's the x, and the weight is 37300. And then we're going to cross multiply. Boom, boom. Let's use the calculator. 27 times 3730. 1, 2, 3 divided by 100 is 1,007,000. Okay, I guess it's this one. I'm just trying to make sure that feels right. Yeah, because it should be about a third. Because you see, this is like a third, or you could say 0.3 times this. 0.3 times that is about that. That feels right. Yeah, it's got to be less. Wait, let me just think about it for a second. Make sure I didn't misread anything, because now we're in the 20s. Could be a little harder. I could have missed something. For a certain type of aircraft, ratio of thrust in newtons to weight in newtons is that. If an aircraft has a weight of that, which one is supposed to throw? Yeah, I think I got it. Okay, 22. The graph of the line y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3 in the xy plane is translated 2 units to the right. What is the y-intercept of the translated line? All right, this is what I'm going to do. There's lots of ways to do this, but a translation to the right usually means by 2 units means I'm subtracting 2 from the x value. Okay, if it was a translation up 2 units, I just add 2 to the end. Now let's distribute and let's find the new y-intercept. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 1 plus 3. So the new y-intercept is 4. And that's it. I'm pretty sure that makes sense. Also, too, because see, if I think about it, it's like a negative slope, right? So if I shift it, hold on. So I'm at 3. Let me just imagine this for a second. Make sure it's shifted 2 units to the right. Let's just imagine it. I want to double check. Now I'm starting to question why. I don't know. But so let's see if I have the line. So slope of negative 1/2, it'd be like this. Oops. Got to fix that in a second. Make that a straight line. So so we got this guy. Oh man, this is not working. Huh. I'm trying to grab it. Hold on, let me try with the mouse. Oh, I can't move it. Okay, well anyways, I'll just redraw it. So we got negative, and let's draw it through like this. So here's the original line, negative 1/2. Oh yeah, and actually, sorry, it's plus 3. Oh yeah, it's shifted up. What am I talking about? I was thinking about it as if it was going down, as if it was like negative, but it shifted up. So you can see, like, here's the original line, and then here is the new line, because it's shifted up 1. And that makes sense, right? So now it is shifted over by 2, because you see where it used to hit the x-intercept there. Now, boom, boom, it's moved over 2. If I kind of drew the slope accurately, and that makes sense that it would go up to 4. So pretty happy. Definitely not going to be the same. Okay. 23. All right. Dataset R and dataset S are represented in the dot plots shown. The mean for each dataset is 50. Sorry. They're both symmetric. Which of the following best describes the relationship between the standard deviation? Oh, got it. So look, I've told you guys this before. You don't have to calculate standard deviation. You just have to understand it as the spread of these two. Since these values are more tightly packed, the standard deviation of this is R. The standard deviation of R is smaller than S because it's more tightly packed together. This one's more spread out. They don't have the same standard deviation. Nope. Deviation of R is less. This, we don't know. We're not going to calculate it. That's it. 24. A potter is selling vases. The function P gives the total profit in dollars. Potter received the vases sold at price X. The graph of, okay, so it's a quadratic. Here's the max, because the vertex, that's the max profit, is 1536. 20 and 34.0, those are the intercepts. Those are the price at which you make nothing. Okay, it doesn't even matter. We're just trying to find a equation that represents this. And here's the nice thing. All these equations are in vertex form, right? So vertex form is like this, where H and K are the centers, or not the centers, the vertex. Well, guess what? The vertex we see up there, I already mentioned, is 18, 15, 36. So it needs to be x minus 18, which are A and B, so C and D are out. And then 1536 needs to be out here. So A is out, and that's it. And they both are negative, which they should be because it's going down, and we're good to go. I could plug and chug if I wanted to, but do I really want to waste my time? I don't want to, I don't think. But here, let me see if I'll do it really quickly. If I plug 2 into this, I get negative 16 squared, which is 256 times negative 6. Hold on, 256 times 6 negative. Yeah, and it gives me the value of 0. All right, cool. 25. These should be the hardest ones right now. The bar graph shows the frequency of each data value in a certain data set. So I got 3 of these, 4 of these, and 2 of these. What is the minimum data value in the data set? 10. Of course. All right. Let me just, seems a little too straightforward. The bar graph shows the frequency of each data value in a certain set. What is the minimum data value in the data set? Yeah, there's 3. It's because it's, I think what how they're trying to trick you is they're trying to get you to choose 13 because there's only 2 of them. That's not the minimum data value. That's the lowest frequency. There's only 2 13s, but the actual data value, the lowest data value is 10. Okay, 26. The histogram shows the distribution of book prices in dollars for the 27 books for sale at a store. Okay, again, I'll write the frequency here. So this is 9, this is 11. 6 and 1. Okay, so this represents prices less than 5, right? From 0 to 5, that makes sense. Second one, from 5 to 10, we know that, but less than 10, and so on. In which interval will the median price of books for sale be included when the book that costs at least 35 but less than 40 is sold? Okay, hold on. So they're saying we get rid. In which interval will the median price of books for sale be included? So once this is gone, okay, let's do it both ways. I assume it's going to change. I just want to see just for fun. So we got 27 books. So the median value, median's the middle. So that means there's going to be 13 on either side, and it's going to be that middle value, which is, it's going to be like the 14th value. The 14th value is definitely going to occur 5 to 10 originally, right? 9, whatever. And then even when this is sold, actually it doesn't change. Because even when that's sold, now we're going to have 26. So we're going to have 13 and 13. So it's going to be the average of like the 13th and 14th value, you see? Because now when it's even, there's no explicit middle. But the 13th and 14th value will still occur in here either way. So what will be the median price of books? In which interval will the median price of books for sale be included when the book is at least 35 but less than 40 is sold? Yeah, it's no different. It's kind of tripping me out that it's no different, but I'm just making sure I didn't make any mistakes. Yeah, why wouldn't it change? Okay, at least 5, but less than 10. See, like, I'm hypersensitive in these later problems because they're meant to be a little bit trickier and meant to for you to overlook potential things. So that's why I'm making sure I didn't overlook anything, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, 27. Let's go down, zoom out a little bit. Of the 2 equations in a linear system, one of the 2 equations in a linear system is given. The system has no solutions, aka the other one has to be parallel to this, means it has to have the same slope. Which equation could be the second equation in this system? Not this one, because that would be infinite solutions. It's this one. Same slope, different y-intercept. If it's same slope and same y-intercept, same line, infinite solutions. Okay. 28. A sample of strontium-90 will radioactively decay to so this is like the half-life in approximately 29 years. 29-year half-life. Not that you need to know that term. The function S above models the amount of strontium-90 in grams that will remain 2 years after a 10-gram sample starts to decay, which is the volume best interprets the number 0.5 in the function. So to me, this means that it loses 50% And this is the amount it loses every 29 years. But let's see what they say. It would take for 5 grams. No. The proportion of strontium. Kind of be proportion. I mean, fraction might be a better word, or percentage. I don't know. It is that. I just don't like that word proportion. Let's see C and D. The number of grams. No, that's wrong because it depends on the sample. The number of grams of strontium by which the sample will be reduced. No, because it's not reduced by 0.5 grams. So B is going to have to be the answer, but I just don't like that word, but I guess it's fine. It's just not the word choice that I would use. The proportion of strontium that remains after 29 years. So yeah, half. All right. Which equation is the most appropriate exponential model for the data shown in the scatter plot? Definitely exponential. I think all of these are exponential. All right. So let's see. So first of all, the number out front should be the y-intercept. That's usually how it goes. And if I were to try and draw this out like this, I'm feeling like my y-intercept, that's 10, is like, it's like 2, I guess. So I'm leaning towards B. But again, that I just drew kind of like a line of best fit. Maybe I'm off. Maybe it should be higher. Maybe it should be 6. I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to plug in some other data points. I see that 4 should give me a value of 100. If I plug 4 in here, I mean, that would kind of work because, right, 10 to the 4th is 10,000 divided by 100 is 100. Okay, interesting. 5 to the 4th, this one's definitely wrong because 5 to the 4th times 2 is way too big. 2 to the 4th. 2 to the 4th is 16, right? Times 6. That one's not bad. Okay, because it's approximate. And let me just see. 10. Okay, let me try. I'll try a second value in a second. Hold on. And then this is going to be wrong because this is just not the right. It's not going to have the right look. But let's just for fun. 2 to the negative 4th is 1/16 times 100 is totally wrong. 6.25. Okay, so we got down to these two. So we're going to try a second point. Let's try 3. So 2 to the 3rd is 8 times 6 is 48. That actually looks pretty good. And then 10 to the 3rd is 1,000 divided by 100 is 10. So 3, and that would be wrong. One more time. I'm just going to double check. The 2 would be 10 squared would be 100. Over 100 is 1, but it's way above 1. It's at 20. If I do 2 squared here, that's 4 times 6 is 24. So this is going to be our best one. Plug and chug, just testing different values. And that's question, that's question 29. We still have 30. Here we go. One more. Another circle equation. Which point xy lies on the circle? So first of all, let's plot out a couple things. I got -3. Oh no, I don't need to do this. This is the center, but if I want to know which one lies on the circle, all I got to do is plug and chug and see which one gives me a true value. Like if I plug in this for x and this for y, will I get something that equals 100? Is there any shortcut I can take? I know the radius is 10. -3, 7 is the center. I know -3, 12. Sorry, -3, 17, and -3, -3, but those aren't there. I could also say, if I go backwards 10, -13, forward 10 is no, so they didn't put those. Okay, I was just seeing like if I could go up 5, down 5, left 5, right 5 for this circle and see if I get a point. That'd be easy, but instead we're going to plug and chug. So 3 plus 3 is 6 squared is 36. -4 minus 7 is -11. Squared is positive 121. That's not 100. Okay, so plug it in. 3, 6, that's 36. Again, -1 minus 7 is -8 squared is 64. So this is the winner, but let's keep going. 6 and -6, 36, 36, 72 out. 6 and 4 minus 7 is -3. So 36. 36 plus 9. Yeah, that one's out. You notice, by the way, they all use the x term of 3. So I could have also plugged in 3 and just solved for like, hey, which is the value? Let's do that anyways, and we'll double verify. So 3 plus 3 is 6 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 100. That's 36. 100 minus 36 is 64. Whoops. So y minus 7 squared equals 64. Square root both sides. Y minus 7 equals plus or minus 8. So then y minus 7 equals 8. Y minus 7 equals negative 8. Add 7, y equals 15. Add 7, y equals negative 1. So the 15 obviously isn't there. The negative 1 is. Boom, done. All right. 20 minutes to spare. We're in great shape for the final 8 questions. Here we go. 31. Rectangle A has an area of 64 meters. The length and width of rectangle B are 3 times. Actually, hold on. B is going to be the bigger one, right? So here's A. This one is 64. Width, length. The length and width of rectangle B, 3 times the corresponding length. Okay, so this is 3W and 3L. What is the area in square meters of rectangle B? If there's a shortcut, I can just multiply this by, okay, here's how I'm going to do it. I know the shortcut is I basically square the multiplier of the sides, which is 9, and it's 9 times that as the answer, but I'm going to show you a different way to do it that's a little bit more practical, and you don't have to know that trick per se. So first I'm going to set up an equation, length times width equals 64. Then for this one, it's 3 width times 3L equals the area of B. Well, let's multiply these guys, and it's 9WL equals B. I know that WL equals 64, so I substitute, which is basically what I said before. And then 9 times 64 equals 576. Is that right? 540 plus, yeah, 576. And that's it. All right, 32. Always finding an equation to relate stuff is always superior, in my opinion, than just kind of going with your gut. I mean, if you can. You gotta go with your gut, go with your gut. A 1-digit positive integer will be chosen at random. What is the probability that the chosen integer will be greater than 7? Okay, 1-digit positive integer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are all 1-digit positive. 0 doesn't hit it. What is the probability the chosen integer will be greater than 7? So 2 out of 9. For 33, XY solution to the, what is the solution to the given system equation? What's the value of 10x minus y? Okay, this is like a great example of a question where they're trying to actually help you out. You don't need to solve for x and y individually. You can, but look how amazing this is. If I just add these two equations as is, I get 10x, what's negative 4y plus 3y? Is negative y, equals 31 plus 17 is 48, and we're done. It's that fast if you catch that little trick. 34, expression blank is equivalent to this, where b is a constant. What is the value of b? Okay, first thing I'm going to do is FOIL. 6xy squared plus 9xy, and this is equivalent to bxy squared plus 9xy. These two match up, and they do nicely, and these two are supposed to match up, which means b has to equal 6, and we're done. Let me just make sure. 6, yeah, that's it. Straightforward, nice and easy. All right, now 35, we should start seeing a spike in difficulty. As of 2016, there were 118 known elements. These elements can be described with 10 classifications as summarized in the given table. Okay, so this apparently should all add up to 118. Metalloids, nonmetals, halogens, whatever. Okay. The percentage of the 10 classifications that have 11. Are there 10 classifications? Yeah, there are 10. 11 or more elements is the, okay. So 11 or more, that's this, 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 and this, is P%. What is the value of P? So it's literally, wait. Now here's the question. Do I, see, this is confusing because do I add up these values and find the percentage out of 118? Or do they mean it's simply 4 out of 10, which is 40? You see? Percentage of the 10 classifications. Like, I wish they would have said the percentage of the known elements. Wait. Yeah, I think we do it out of 118. I'm going to do both, but I think it's out of the 118 is the one. This is strange. So it's 30 plus 38 plus 11. I just did 15 plus 15 is 30, so it's 68, 79. So it's 79 out of 118. Let's hope that gives us a nice percentage. No, it does not. And it doesn't say to round. Oh, this is looking bad. What is the value of P? So 67 versus, it would just be 40. Now I need to think about this for a second. Okay, hold on. The percentage of the 10 classifications that have 11. I think it's just 40 the more I read it. The percentage of the 10 classifications. Yeah, I think that's the right way. I think it's just 40%. I'll leave the 67 up there in case I have misinterpreted this. This is a really tricky language, in my opinion, but I believe 40 is the answer. An element is a non-metal if it is classified as a halogen, noble gas, or other non-metal. The ratio of all non-metals to all elements is 10 to K. Okay, now we're talking about the elements. So non-metals to all elements is 10 to K. And remember, there's 118 elements. And the non-metals, let's look at this. So it's non-metal, it's halogen, noble, or non-metal. It's these three. So 7, 14, and that's 20. So if I just look at the raw numbers, it's 20 to 118. But they're saying it's 10 to K, which means I divided both of these by 2. So it's 10 to, what is that, 59? And that's the K value, 59. Okay. Yeah. 37. Let's see how much time I have left. 13 minutes, so we're definitely totally fine. The line graph shows the wind speed recorded every 2 hours in a town, where X is the number of hours after midnight, and Y is the wind speed. X is the number of hours after midnight. So this is like 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., etc. Okay, 9, 5, wind speed, okay. What is the greatest average change in wind speed in miles per hour between two readings shown in the graph? What is the greatest average change? Well, the greatest average change would be from here to here. And basically what they're just saying is calculate the slope. And it's, so it would be, so 16 minus 6 is 10 over 10 minus 8 is 2, so it'd be 5. Just make sure I made that, didn't make a mistake there. What is the greatest average change in wind speed? Yeah, because here, the wind speed is per hour. Each hour here is changing by 5 miles per hour. It's just so confusing, miles per hour, but that's what they're saying. So it's the speed, and you can see that in 1 hour here at 9 a.m., it would be, what is that, 11, and then at 10, it would be 16, so it's going 5 each hour. That's the biggest change. Okay. Final question, 11 minutes to go, 11 and a half. In XY plane, line K with equation y equals ms plus b, where m and b are constants, passes through the point negative 3, 1. Passes through the point negative 3, 1. Okay. This is through the point negative 3, 1. If line K is perpendicular line with equation this, what is the value of B? Okay, so they want us to find the y-intercept. Now, if they say K is perpendicular, line K is this, and K is perpendicular to this, it means that K has negative reciprocal slope. So this is negative 2. The slope of K is 1/2. So y equals 1/2 x plus b. We could use point slope. I'm going to show you a different way to solve with this one just so you know it. Now I know that the slope is 1/2. I don't know the y-intercept, but I have a point, so I can plug and chug. Negative 3 goes in for x, and 1 goes in for y. We can solve for b. So 1 equals 1/2 times negative 3. Oops, that's bad. Negative 3 plus b. 1 equals negative 3/2 plus b. Add 3/2 to both sides, and that's 5/2. Right, because it's 1.5 plus 1 is 2.5, same as 5/2. And that's it. Okay, let me stop the timer. Now, of course, if you have extra time on the real test, you're not going to just stop and chill like I'm doing. You're going to actually go through and check everything and make sure you didn't make any mistakes, especially questions that you flagged as being extra difficult. And I'm really curious about 36, so we'll just check it as it goes. Let's make this a little thicker. Okay, here we go. Calculator. All right, we've got DCDA, DCDA. And I'm not going to lie, I just peeked ahead to, it's actually 35, not 34, and it was 40. So I'm really happy about that. Couldn't help it. But yeah, we're good there. Okay, number 5 is BBAA. BBAA. 9 is ADCD. 13 is CBBA. 17 is DBDB. 21 is ADCB. 25 and 26 are A and B. B, great. 27 is C, 28 is B, 29 is C, and 30 is B. Sweet, multiple choice are all correct. All right, here we go, free response. We got 576, correct. We've got 2/9 correct. We've got 33 is 48, correct. We've got 34 is 6, yes. 40, yes. 59, yes. 5, and for the win, 5/2. Nailed it. Boom. All right. Sweet. That's it, guys. I hope you found this helpful and useful. And by the way, if you have additional questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you did like the video, please click that like button. It helps out the channel so much with the engagement we get, and I know we're helping people all over the world. I do get comments and messages all the time, so the more you show appreciation and love, the more likes and stuff like that you can provide, the better the engagement is, and the more people we can reach with all of this really, really good free content. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.